Have you ever felt that certain people ask you for things that steal your peace of mind and leave you exhausted? These requests, though seemingly harmless, slowly wear you down. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 things that no one should demand from you, and why it's crucial to learn to say no in order to protect your emotional and spiritual well-being. Sometimes, the people closest to us ask for favors that, instead of being acts of support or affection, turn into disguised manipulation. These demands may seem small, but they have a significant impact on your energy, time, and mental balance. This is where Jacobo Grimberg comes into play. The renowned neurophysiologist and consciousness researcher taught us that our perception of reality is directly linked to our ability to set clear boundaries. If this topic resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on this valuable content. So, without further ado, grab a cup of tea and let's begin. The first one, taking on responsibilities that aren't yours. Have you ever been asked to solve someone else's problems as if they were your own? This is like carrying a backpack full of someone else's stones. Grimberg believed that each person is responsible for their own reality, and when you take on the burdens of others, you wear down your own emotional strength. Imagine a rope. If you stretch it too much, it will break. Don't let others use you as their lifeline. How can you stop taking on responsibilities that don't belong to you and free yourself from that heavy burden others impose on you? Here are some practical strategies to help you shift your mindset effectively and empower yourself. Often, we take on other people's responsibilities because we feel guilty if we don't. We've been conditioned to believe that not helping is selfish. It's essential to recognize that guilt is a tool of emotional manipulation. Ask yourself, am I truly responsible for solving this, or am I just feeling pressured by the fear of disappointing someone? The answer will give you clarity. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you someone who respects their own limits. Practice responses like, I understand your situation, but I can't help you with this, or this is a problem you need to solve on your own. You don't need to justify yourself with long explanations. A clear and respectful no is enough. Boundaries are like fences that protect your emotional space. Define what you are and aren't willing to do. For example, if someone repeatedly asks you for financial help, you can say, I'm willing to listen and give advice, but I can't lend you money. Boundaries don't push people away. They safeguard your well-being. Helping means offering support when someone is doing their part. Rescuing means taking full responsibility for them. If you're constantly saving someone, you're preventing them from learning how to solve their own problems. Ask yourself, am I helping, or am I creating dependency? It's natural to want to support those we love, but you can't carry their emotions as if they were your own. A helpful technique is to visualize a barrier of light between you and the other person, imagining that energy protecting you from absorbing their stress or anxiety. You can be compassionate without losing your emotional balance. Many people grow up believing that self-sacrifice is necessary to be considered a good person. Ask yourself, am I doing this out of love or out of fear of being judged? Changing this mindset will free you from unnecessary burdens. If someone constantly comes to you for solutions, it's time to teach them how to be self-sufficient. Instead of giving them the answer, try saying, what have you tried so far? How do you think you could solve this? This empowers them to take action instead of relying on you. Remember, you can't give from a place of exhaustion. If you're constantly solving other people's problems, you'll end up drained. Make a list of your priorities and ensure your well-being comes first. As the famous saying goes, put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. If setting boundaries is difficult for you, consider seeking guidance from a therapist or coach. Sometimes, we need professional tools to break long-standing behavioral patterns. Every time you say no or establish a boundary, celebrate it as a success. Acknowledging your progress will motivate you to continue protecting your energy and peace of mind. Taking on other people's responsibilities doesn't make you noble. It wears you down. When you learn to let go of these burdens, you free not only yourself but also allow others to grow and take responsibility for their own lives. As Jacobo Grimberg said, true consciousness begins when you take control of your reality, and that includes knowing which burdens are yours and which are not. The second one, lending money without a real reason. Money is one of the most common emotional traps. Many times, people use empathy to manipulate you and make you feel guilty if you don't comply with their requests. But here's the key. Helping is a noble act, but allowing others to take advantage of you is not. Grimberg reminded us that the energy you give must be in balance with the energy you receive. If you choose to lend money, do it from a place of abundance, not obligation. How can you avoid falling into this emotional trap and protect your financial stability without feeling guilty? Before lending money, ask yourself key questions. Does this person genuinely need help, or are they taking advantage of my generosity? Can I afford to lend this money without harming my own finances? If the answer to the second question is no, that's a clear sign you shouldn't do it. If you decide to lend money, set clear conditions. You might say, I can help, but I need you to pay me back within X time. This not only protects your finances, but also establishes a healthy boundary. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you responsible. Use phrases like, I'm sorry, but I can't help you financially right now. I'm not in a position to lend money. You don't need to justify yourself with long explanations. Your financial well-being is just as important as anyone else's. If someone constantly asks you for money, it's time to break the cycle. Say something like, I've noticed this is becoming a pattern. I think it's important for you to find a long-term solution. True abundance begins when you give from a place of love, not obligation. However, how can you stay out of these conflicts without feeling guilty or selfish? How do you avoid falling into the trap of wanting to fix everything? Here are some steps to help you manage these situations assertively and safeguard your emotional well-being. The first step is understanding that other people's family conflicts are not your responsibility. No matter how much you want to help, you cannot solve problems that are not yours. Ask yourself, does this problem directly affect me, or am I trying to fix something that isn't mine? This will help you maintain perspective. If someone asks you to intervene in a family dispute, it is crucial to set boundaries from the start. You can say something like, I understand that you're going through a difficult time, but I think it's best for you to resolve it among yourselves. This not only protects your peace of mind, but also encourages those involved to take responsibility for their own issues. Sometimes, people just need to be heard. You can offer emotional support without getting involved in the problem. Listen with empathy, but avoid making judgments or taking sides. Phrases like, I'm sorry you're going through this, or I hope you find a solution soon are useful for showing support without committing yourself. In family conflicts, it's common to be asked to relay messages between people, which puts you in an uncomfortable position and can create more tension. If someone asks you to be a go-between, respond firmly. I think it's best if you talk directly. Some people will try to manipulate you into taking sides, using phrases like, if you really love me, you'd support me, or you're the only one who can help me. In these cases, stay calm and remind yourself, I am not responsible for solving this problem. Many families have toxic dynamics that repeat from generation to generation. If you notice that the conflict is part of a recurring pattern, it is even more important to stay out of it. Ask yourself, am I repeating a role that is not mine, such as mediator or peacemaker? Family conflicts can be extremely draining. If you get involved, you will end up absorbing negative emotions that don't belong to you. Practice energy protection techniques, such as visualizing a shield of light around yourself or meditating to release tension. One of the most important lessons Jacobo Grimberg left us is that we cannot control other people's reality. Everyone has their own path and their own lessons to learn. By trying to solve everything, you take away their opportunity to grow and face their own problems. If you have your own family, partner, children, prioritize their well-being over extended family conflicts. Your primary responsibility is to yourself and those who directly depend on you. Every time you successfully stay out of a family conflict, celebrate it as an achievement. Recognizing your progress will help you strengthen your ability to set boundaries in the future. Intervening in other people's disputes not only drains you emotionally, but can also damage your relationships. By staying out of it, you not only protect your peace, but also allow others to resolve their own problems. But first, if you feel that these reflections are part of the transformation you need, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. This allows us to continue creating valuable content that will support your personal growth journey. The fourth situation that no one should ask of you is to change your way of thinking or living to please others. This is like trying to update your internal software to be compatible with someone else. What happens when you install a program that is incompatible with your system? It crashes. The same happens with you. Grinberg emphasized the importance of preserving your authenticity because only from there can you connect with your true essence. Don't let anyone reprogram you. To maintain your authenticity in a world that constantly pressures you to change, I invite you to apply some of these tips. Dedicate time to reflecting on your values, beliefs, and passions. Ask yourself, what is truly important to me? Am I living according to my principles? The clearer you are about who you are, the less influence others' expectations will have on you. Saying no is not selfish. It is a way to respect yourself. Practice phrases like, "This isn't for me," or "I prefer to do it my way." Every no you say is a yes to your authenticity. Surround yourself with people with whom you can be yourself without pretending or changing to be accepted. As Grinberg said, the energy of those around you influences your perception of reality. Society dictates how to dress, what to think, and how to live. Remember that you are the owner of your life. Ask yourself, am I doing this for myself or to meet someone else's expectations? Live for yourself, not to please others. Every time you feel pressure to change, remember that your authenticity is your greatest strength. Grinberg taught us that true connection with the universe begins when you are true to yourself. And as Brené Brown says, when you stop living according to what others expect of you, you begin to live the life you truly desire. Don't change your essence for anyone. Your authenticity is your power. Congratulations on making it this far. This means that real change is imminent in your life. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is self-love. It is protecting your energy, your peace, and your ability to live a genuine life. Today, I invite you to reflect. What things have you allowed people to ask of you that you are no longer willing to accept? Write the word boundaries in the comments if you're ready to take control of your life. Now, let's move on to the fifth and final point, perhaps the most dangerous of all the things that no one should ever ask of you. Some people use guilt to make you feel selfish if you don't comply with their demands. But here's the truth. You are not responsible for other people's happiness.